I wrap cars, but today I'm judging them. And what I look for might surprise you. One of the first things I'm looking at is gonna be this area here, and of course, all the edges. The cuts have to be clean. There shouldn't be any lifting, any shrinking, because if it has any of that, it ain't gonna pass. And this one's really cool. It has the wheels wrapped. But the real test is what comes next. Watch. Press record again. This is a seam where two pieces of vinyl meet each other. A good installer knows how to hide it. They're using the edge of the door to make this happen. When people throw seams in random spots, it doesn't look good. Plus, you get spotted from across the parking lot. I'm trying to put the mic on. And then I'm looking at the quality of the print. I'm looking at color consistency, the sharpness, and even banding. Banding is something that most people don't even know about. It's lines that go up and down when you're having issues with your printer. The perfect install means absolutely nothing if the print quality is bad. And the one detail that most people overlook, I'm making sure that the design flows, not only with the body, but from panel to panel, does it match?
Turn this air conditioner down so y'all can hear me. Hey, before I continue, I said I was going to make a statement, but before I continue, shout out to Karma Khan, shout out to Corey, shout out to Mr. Uzumaki for putting on Comic Palooza, and shout out Jay the Rap Specialist. And if y'all heard his video, he did mention me, he did mention my car, and what he said about my car, he wasn't talking about my car, he was talking about my rap. And what he said was his doesn't look that good. And what he meant was the seams and the lines and how the wrap was put together. So let me address what he means by that. If you analyze my wrap compared to all the other wraps that was there, mine was piecemeal together, meaning the picture you could tell was cut, spliced, and put together to make it go together in places where it looked like it may not have, it probably shouldn't have been cut, if you know what I mean. All the other guys that was there, they didn't have those lines in the middle of a picture. They didn't have those lines where you could see that it was cut, something was stuck to it, and it looked like it was placed together. All the lines on their pictures was on the seams of the car, where the curves were, where the door jambs were. So that's what he meant by that. So I didn't take it as any shade. So he was absolutely right. Compared to those guys' raps, my rap didn't look good. And I've never, okay, maybe once that I ever thought I won best rap. That's because there was only 2 cars wrapped there, and the other guy was just playing carbon fiber. And one other time, a guy won best rap, and his car wasn't even wrapped, it was airbrush, and I was the only wrap car that was there, and I still didn't win. But compared to those guys at Comic Palooza, I didn't expect to win best rap, because the thing about those guys' raps and mine was the time and money spent on the raps that those guys had done versus what I spent is night and day. And I'll give you the numbers. I spent a total of $1,800 on my entire wrap. That's including design, print, and install. He took exactly 3 days to do my entire wrap. That means printing it, installing it on the car, sitting it out in the sun, and letting it bake so it can cure to the car. 3 days. $1,800. 100% those guys out there are spending 3 times that amount, and their wraps are taking anywhere between 2 to 3 weeks to 2 to 3 months. So for me spending $1,800 on my wrap design, print, and install with one person doing it, and this guy was just starting his business, black owned business. I was supporting a brother. He was working out of a storage container, like what you would rent from U-Haul. He had swamp coolers in there to cool him off, working in the summertime with just him, no help. And his fiance was his assistant, managing the money and the finances. He did all the work himself. My car was only the second or third car that he had ever done a full install on. He did his car, he did a Shigo Camaro, and then my car was the third car he had ever done a full wrap install. So the fact that that was the only the third car he had done a full wrap install on, the first Challenger he had ever done, and that he only charged me $1,800 for a design, print, and install that took only 3 days to complete. And I was on stage with guys that spent $3,000, $4,000, $6,000, $7,000 on their wraps. I feel like I'm still winning. So I could care less if that guy says, compared to the people who I was competing against, which I wasn't competing. Corey came up to me and asked me if Jada Wrap Specialist can look at my car's wrap. I said, absolutely. You invited me here. I didn't have to pay anything to be here. And I still have the opportunity to win a trophy if I do. And I did win Best Display. So yeah, he can look at it. I don't care if he judges it, and he can compare it to whoever. Shout out to Mopar Marcus for winning Best Wrap with the God of War Kratos wrap. That wrap is flawless. I know the guy that did it. I know how much that wrap costs. I know it costs more than mine by a lot. But I do recommend Image Graphics if y'all go. You're not gonna pay $1,800, and Joe will tell you, better and always cheaper, cheaper and always better. So you get what you pay for. I got what I wanted, and I only paid $1,800 for mine, and I got it back in 3 days. I gave it to him on a Tuesday. On Friday, I was driving my car again. And I told him I appreciate it. The kids will love it, and they do. It ain't perfect, but it is what it is. Now, when I do it again, do I want to go for that perfection? Maybe. The wrap's been on there for 4 years. It's about time for a new one. So I might go up to that level if I'm willing to spend that kind of money. But I don't know if I want to. So you pay for what you get. If you want to spend that ungodly amount of money on a wrap, do that. I had the money to do it. I chose to spend it on performance. You know, I want to upgrade my Pro Charger, my intercooler, my brakes, my drive shaft, my suspension, you know, my intercooler. I want to do that with that money. So if I had a choice whether I'm going to go appearance or performance, being that I'm a real car guy, I'm more than likely going to lean toward performance, you know. An upgraded clutch pack for my stick shift, twin disc clutch with more spline so that way I can get better grip. I'm probably going to lean toward performance more than I'm going to lean toward appearance, because I can always change appearances. That's easy. But how many people can bring 1,000 horsepower show car out, look good, win trophies, and still win races? I want to be able to do both. So that's the route I went. So I didn't go with the extravagant wrap on my car. I was satisfied with what I had. And a lot of people, since I moved from state to state, and I don't stay in the same place like a lot of people, other people do, in the same city, same state, a lot of people in Alabama haven't even seen my car. So I didn't feel like I wanted to spend $3,000, $4,000, $5,000, $7,000 on a new wrap when 90% of the people in the state and half the people in the city haven't even seen my wrap yet. So I decided not to even change it for another few months, maybe even a year or so. But that's where we're at with that. And that's the statement I want to make. So for anybody out there who think that I felt some type of way and I felt slighted by Jada Wrap Specialist comments, he's right. My wrap doesn't compete with those guys. And I love all those guys' raps. I don't have any shade toward those guys. I love everything that they're doing. We're all one big happy family and community. And we're not competing with each other. We give each other all the same connections. We share numbers. We share sponsors. We share, you know, well, not sponsors, because I don't have sponsors. Everything's out of my pocket. No discounts or nothing. But we share all the info for where we get stuff, lights, everything. And that's what our community is about. That's why we mess with Corey from Karmacon, because that's the kind of community he fosters. So there's no animosity. So the fact that Jay the Rap Specialist and all those guys checked all these cars out, and they did their judgment on them to say who was good and who was bad. It's a specialist call because he's looking at the intricacies, and he's right. But if you're going to compare an $1,800 wrap to a $7,000 wrap, it's really no competition. But if I had that money that I spent on all my performance parts and I put that toward appearance, I probably have a best in show car. So take it for what it's worth. Everybody chooses their own lanes and everybody goes their own routes, and that's the route I chose to go. I want to do a little bit of appearance and do a little bit of performance, and when I get my money, I like to divide it evenly between both so I can be show and go. That's the way I like to do it. So shout out to Karmakan, Uzumaki with putting on a dope Comic Palooza Itasha Showdown, Jay the Rap Specialist, God of War, Mopar Marcus, and everybody else, man. I'll see y'all next time. And stay tuned because we're going to start a vlog with all these guys. We're going to get their honest opinion on all these topics. And it should be dope because it's going to be unfiltered, uncensored. And we're going to bring it straight directly to you and invite you to tap in to see what you think about it and to see how your feelings and comments are in the car community and what your experiences are. So stay tuned. But that's my side of the story. Deadpool 426 out.
I feel like then you leave when I'm hollow. Some days I get so low. It has to be you, has to be you. I feel like